What on earth is going on with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024? The game has been out less than 24 hours. It's already at an overwhelmingly negative reviews here. The reviews are mysteriously missing at the browser there, but refreshing here on the Steam client, we can see that, the reviews are still present, certainly. And understandably, a lot of people are very frustrated at being unable to get into Microsoft Flight Simulator for many hours at a time. Do let me know your experiences of this in the comment section below. Have you been able to get into the sim? If not, what have been the issues? And if you have been able to get into the sim, what has been your experience of the game and your general impressions? I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in those comments. Now, to their credit, Microsoft have made a video about this. They published a video around about 11 hours ago, I do believe, with York Newman, head of Flight Simulator, as well as Asobo and their community manager as well, detailing exactly what is going on. So in this video, we're going to talk about the various problems and when we can expect to see them resolved. Now, like many people, unfortunately, I haven't yet been able to get into Flight Simulator 2024 myself. I've seen a bunch of other YouTubers who did manage to get in, a few people who have made some very, very good videos and very good live streams there. So yeah, from all accounts, from the people who have played it, once you're in, it is a great sim. The trick is actually getting in. Now, you can see here I was on the loading screen for a very long time. That was around about an hour or so. Eventually, I got through to this screen, and unfortunately, after starting up, I then got to another loop, which I just simply couldn't get past. So, yeah, what happened? Well, as is typical for many big launches nowadays, we got the standard message, and I do believe they're being honest here. This is what's going on. Unfortunately, it's just not what a lot of people are going to be happy to hear. Unfortunately, the servers were completely overwhelmed. Whilst Microsoft did anticipate the high level of player use, the massive number of players that have been trying to get in simultaneously have overwhelmed the servers. Now, as a lot of you may already know, Flight Sim 2024 is largely cloud-based. That means much of the data that's required to play the game is located on Microsoft's servers. And that even includes systems such as the career mode, various missions as well. All of these require the players to connect through the servers for the different bits of data when starting the game. Now, some of this data is stored on a cache. This is a server cache. It's a system that stores data for quick access. And this is what has been overwhelmed, this cache. Although Microsoft said they did conduct some load tests during the tech alpha phase, that was, a month ago or so was it? I forget now. Either way, during the tech alpha, Microsoft simulated 200,000 users accessing the sim simultaneously, and the servers were capable of handling that. However, turns out that the number accessing the live version of the game vastly exceeds that, and the servers have been struggling. On screen right here, you can see where I finally got, kicked out again. Customized identity and couldn't get any further. That's the furthest I've actually been able to get. And that is just one of the problems that players are seeing. Another is long load times. Players are experiencing unusually long initial loading screens, and the whole point of this being cloud-based is that loading was meant to be much faster than Flight Sim 2020. Another issue is loading failures, which hit at the 97% load mark. Some players are finding that the game stops loading at 97%, and this is due to not receiving the necessary data. At that point, Asobo have said it's very unlikely that the game will then load. Usually much better to simply start again. Another thing that happens for the people who do get in the game is they're finding that there's missing content. So once in the game, some default aircraft are not available, as well as other content might also be missing. Again, this is simply due to server issues. It's not intended to be missed. The aircraft are there, they're just not showing and not accessible at the moment. Also, players might see a queue screen as the team has throttled, that's limited, the number of simultaneous connections to manage the server load. Essentially, Asobo and Microsoft have enabled a queuing system to allow people in-game, a few at a time. Although, obviously for everyone, that doesn't seem to be working. Now, there are a few steps that the team are taking to try and get around this. One, of course, is restarting the services. If it doesn't work, have you tried restarting it? Yes, they've attempted to restart the server services to alleviate some of these issues. They've also throttled access, so to prevent server crashes, they're temporarily limiting the number of players who can log in at once. They're also currently investigating various different solutions. The team is actively looking into the problems to find a permanent fix. Now, again, as I said at the start of the video, they're not just closing the doors on this and not pretending it's not happening with their fingers in the airs. They are committed to open communication here, and they're keeping players in the loop. We did see both the CEO of Asobo on a video, as well as the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator for Microsoft also on video talking about these issues. So yeah, I guess credit where credit is due. From a personal perspective, though, I do feel that it's unfortunate we keep seeing game launches like this. They always seem to have one problem or another, and it's very, very common nowadays to see these games simply overwhelmed with the influx of initial users. And I don't really quite understand. I'm not a developer, I'm not a server specialist. I don't really quite understand why the developers after decades now haven't got around this problem. It's just something we see again and again. Unfortunately, I guess the only thing I can say here is it is what it is. It shouldn't be that way, but what can we do? Microsoft have said, though, that these issues are temporarily. The server problems are temporary and will improve as they enhance the infrastructure. They're also going to remove the queue system, so once resolved, the queue system will disappear and players will be able to access the game without any delays. Also, we can expect to see any missing content completely restored, so that's including things such as aircraft and liveries that should be there, that aren't there. They will become available again. So there we have it, an update on where things stand right now. Let's hope that Microsoft really get things sorted out over the next few hours, and if not, over the coming days for sure. Looking forward to finally getting into the sim. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you're having a bit more better luck with the sim than me. Let me know actually how your experience has been in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time, and take care.